If you've ever been called a slow learner, here's what nobody told you. You're not broken. You're just playing a different game. And the students who learn fast, they're about to hit a wall you already learned to climb. Here's what's actually happening. When information comes at you, your brain doesn't just swallow it whole like some students do. Your brain is asking questions, it's testing connections, it's building something that lasts. Fast learners memorize. You understand. And in the real world, understanding beats memorizing every single time. Think about it. Who do you trust more? Someone who repeats what they heard or someone who actually gets it? Let me tell you about Jake. He sat in the back of every class. While other students were raising their hands after 2 minutes, Jake was still on the first page. His teachers thought he wasn't trying. His classmates thought he was struggling. But by the end of the year, something strange happened. Jake was the only one who could actually explain what they'd learned. He was the one helping everyone else study. He was the one who aced the hardest questions. What changed? Nothing. Jake just figured out how his brain actually works, and I'm going to show you exactly what he did. But first, let's be honest about what it feels like. You're sitting in class, the teacher explains something once, everyone nods, you're still processing the first sentence. You go home to study, you read the same paragraph 5 times. Your friends finish the whole chapter in 20 minutes. You start to wonder if something's wrong with you, if you're just not smart enough, if everyone else got some manual you didn't. And the worst part? People think you're not trying. They don't see the 3 hours you spent on something that took others 30 minutes. They don't see you Googling the same concept 12 different ways. They just see you taking longer. I need you to hear this. Taking longer doesn't mean you're learning less. It often means you're learning more. So here's the first technique Jake used. It's called the one thing at a time method. Here's how it works. Instead of trying to learn 5 different concepts in one study session, you focus on just one. Master that one thing before moving to the next. Why does this work? Because your brain can only build solid understanding when it's not being pulled in 10 directions. When you jump between topics, nothing sticks properly. But when you give one concept your full attention, your brain can actually process it completely. Let's say you're studying biology, and the chapter covers cells, DNA, and photosynthesis. Most students try to learn all 3 in one sitting. You're going to spend your whole session on just cells. Really understand cells, how they work, what each part does, why it matters. Tomorrow, DNA. The next day, photosynthesis. It feels slower at first, but here's what happens. While other students are forgetting everything because they crammed too much, you actually remember because you built real understanding 1 brick at a time. Jake did this with everything. 1 concept per session, no exceptions. His friends thought he was studying less, but he was studying smarter. Quick question. Have you ever been called slow or felt like you take longer than everyone else to understand things? If that's you, just comment me down below. I want you to see how many of us there actually are.
All right, technique number 2. This one's called the comeback method. Most students study something once and think they're done. You're going to come back to it multiple times, spread out over days and weeks. This is how it works. Learn something today, review it tomorrow, review it again 3 days later, then a week later, then 2 weeks later. Here's why this works for slow learners specifically. Your brain needs time to move information from short-term to long-term memory. When you cram everything in one night, it sits in short-term storage and vanishes by next week. But when you come back to it repeatedly, your brain says, okay, this must be important, and locks it in permanently. Think of it like watering a plant. You don't dump a whole bucket of water once and forget about it. You water it a little bit regularly, and it grows strong. Jake kept a simple calendar. Every time he learned something, he marked when he'd review it. Day 1, day 2, day 5, day 12. He spent less time studying than his classmates, but he remembered everything because his brain had time to actually process it. And here's the beautiful part. Each time you come back to something, it takes less time to review because it's getting stronger in your memory. By the 4th or 5th review, you know it cold. Now those two techniques will already put you ahead of most students, but there's one method Jake discovered that completely changed everything. It's the reason he went from back of the class to top of the class. I'll show you that in a minute, but first you need to understand something about how memory actually works. Technique 3 is the picture it method. Your brain is terrible at remembering words on a page, but it's incredible at remembering images and visuals, so turn everything into pictures. Let's say you're learning how the water cycle works. Instead of reading and rereading the text, draw it. Doesn't matter if you can't draw well, stick figures work perfectly. Draw the ocean, draw the sun making the water evaporate, draw clouds forming, draw rain falling, draw rivers flowing back to the ocean. Your brain locks on to visual information way stronger than text. When you create the image yourself, you're not just seeing it, you're building it. And building creates understanding. Jake used this for everything. History timelines became visual maps with stick figures, math problems became diagrams with arrows showing what's happening, science concepts became simple drawings with labels, and suddenly the guy who couldn't remember anything could remember everything because he could see it in his mind. The weirder and more colorful you make your visuals, the better they stick. Give things faces, use colors, make it yours. Here's technique 4. It's called the close the book method. After you study something, close your book, close your notes, and try to write down or say out loud everything you just learned, from memory, no peeking. This is different from just reading and rereading. When you practice pulling information out of your brain, you're strengthening the exact skill you need during tests. Here's how it works. Study for a topic for 20 minutes, then close everything and ask yourself, what did I just learn? Write it down or explain it out loud. You'll immediately see what you actually know and what you only thought you knew. The gaps show up instantly. That's good, because now you know exactly what to focus on. Most students read their notes 10 times and think they know it. Then the test comes and they panic because reading isn't the same as remembering. You're training your brain to actually retrieve information, not just recognize it. Jake would study for a bit, then close his books and quiz himself. At first, he could barely remember anything. That was frustrating. But he'd go back, fill in the gaps, and try again. Within a week, he could recall everything perfectly because his brain was trained to retrieve, not just read. Technique 5 is the short burst method. Forget those 5-hour study marathons. Your brain learns better in short, focused sessions. Study for 25 minutes, then take a 5-minute break. That's it. That's the magic formula. Here's why this works. Your brain's focus is like a muscle. It gets tired. When you push for hours straight, your focus dies and you're just staring at pages without actually learning. But when you study in short bursts, your brain stays sharp the whole time. During the break, actually rest. Walk around, get water, look away from screens. Let your brain process what it just learned. Jake used to force himself to study for hours because he thought that's what good students do. But he'd zone out after 30 minutes and waste time. When he switched to 25-minute sessions, he got more done in 2 hours than he used to get done in 5. And here's the bonus. Short sessions are way less overwhelming. Instead of thinking, I have to study for 3 hours, you think, I just have to do one 25-minute session. That's doable. Then maybe you do another one, and another. Small chunks add up to big results. Here's technique 6, and this one sounds almost too simple to work, but it's backed by serious science. It's called the sleep on it method. After you study something important, sleep. Don't stay up all night cramming. Study earlier in the day or study in the evening and then go to sleep. Why? Because sleep is when your brain files away everything you learned. It's like your brain has a night shift that organizes all the information and moves it into long-term storage. When you cram all night and skip sleep, you're learning information but never filing it away. It just disappears. Think of it like this. Studying is like putting papers on your desk. Sleep is like filing them in the cabinet. If you never file them, your desk gets messy and you can't find anything. Jake made a rule. No studying past 10 p.m. He'd study in the afternoon, review before dinner, and then go to sleep properly. He woke up remembering things better than he did the night before because his brain had done the filing work while he slept. This isn't being lazy. This is working with your brain instead of against it. Now, here's that game-changing method I mentioned. This is the one that takes you from just passing to actually mastering your subjects. It's called the Teach Someone method. Once you learn something, find someone to teach it to. A friend, a family member, someone online, doesn't matter. Actually teach them what you learned. This is different from just reviewing on your own. When you teach someone else, you have to organize information clearly. You have to anticipate questions. You have to make it make sense for someone who knows nothing about the subject. And here's what happens. Every time you teach something, your understanding doubles. You notice connections you missed. You find better ways to explain it. You own that knowledge now. Jake started a study group where he was the teacher. Everyone thought he was helping them, but really, teaching them was making him the expert. The best students aren't the ones who learn fast, they're the ones who learn deeply. And teaching is how you learn deeply. And here's the final technique. This one is not about studying at all. It's about your mind. It's called the stop comparing method. Every minute you spend comparing yourself to faster learners is a minute you're not spending learning. Comparison creates stress, and stress shuts down the exact part of your brain you need for learning. Here's the truth. Some students will always finish first. That doesn't mean anything about your intelligence or your future. It means they process differently. But here's what matters. Are you better than you were yesterday? Are you understanding more than you did last week? That's the only comparison that counts. Jake used to torture himself watching other students finish tests early while he was still on page 2. It made him anxious. It made him doubt himself. It made learning harder. Then he made a rule. Eyes on your own paper, literally and figuratively. He stopped checking how fast others were going. He focused only on his own progress, and the stress dropped. When the stress dropped, his brain worked better. He learned better. He remembered better. You're not racing anyone else. You're building understanding at your own pace, and that pace is exactly right for you. So let me tell you what's really happening when you take longer to learn something. Your brain is doing extra work. It's asking better questions. It's making stronger connections. It's building understanding that will last years instead of days. Those students who finish first, a lot of them will forget everything by next month because they skimmed the surface. You're going deep, and deep beats fast, every time. Being a slow learner isn't a disability. It's a superpower you haven't learned to use yet. You're not behind. You're thorough. You're not struggling. You're building. You're not less smart. You're differently smart. And the world needs people who actually understand things, not just people who can memorize them quickly. Here's what I want you to do right now. Pick just one of these techniques, just one. Try it today with whatever you're studying. Focus on one concept at a time. Come back to review it, draw pictures of what you're learning, quiz yourself without looking, study in short bursts, sleep after studying, teach someone what you learned, and stop comparing yourself to others. Just one technique, that's all. And if this helped you see yourself differently, subscribe to this channel because we make videos for people who think differently, learn differently, and win differently. Also, share this with someone who's ever felt like they're not smart enough, someone who takes longer, someone who needs to hear that they're not broken. Because you're not broken, you're just playing a different game, and you're about to win it.